Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm at the pond. We're going to walk down the pond levee and talk. And I'm going to do a little ranting because I don't know how we've gotten here. I don't know how we have sunk this low where people, and I don't know if you've seen the video because I'm not going to post it, but there is pride parades with grown men and women riding bicycles naked, and people on the side of the road cheering them on like it is the best thing ever. And I don't know how we've gotten here. I don't understand indoctrinating little kids and forcing them to learn about sexuality when they're 5. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't have that many gay friends. It's not because I hate them. I'm not homophobic. It's because we don't have that much in common. You know, they like to do things that I don't do, and vice versa. I, I don't understand that. I never will, but I do not hate them. And if you're gay and you're listening to this channel, you're awesome because you're seeking truth. And that's fine. We don't have to be the same. We don't have to be alike. But I don't have to like everything you do. I don't have to be into that. All right, I'm going to try to ease up on that because I don't want to get dinged because I don't want to hate anybody ever. We'll try to show everybody love, but I don't want little kids to be subject to books called Don't Tell Mommy and Daddy and the books that I found in Walmart the other day. You know, it is. How did we become Sodom and Gomorrah overnight? And I know it hadn't been overnight. It's been a while coming. But I do have a story today, and it all ties into this. And it, Target, Anheuser-Busch, who's the other one? Disney, all this woke agenda stuff that is being crammed down our throat. I think it's 7 or 9% of the population that wants this. And the conservatives are stepping up saying, no, we're not going to do that. And is that making a dent? Yeah. Yeah, it's cost Anheuser-Busch $27 billion or something like that. That's a number that I found that I don't know if it's accurate. So check it out for yourself. But it's costing these companies a lot of money. So why has Target jumped on the bandwagon? Now, why has Disney jumped on the bandwagon after you can see what happened to Anheuser-Busch? Well, there's more to the story. There's way more of the story. Hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell if you like this kind of information, because it looks like there's only going to be a certain few companies to choose from in the future. Yeah, it's going to have to do with how you buy and sell your ESG score. These companies that are going woke are doing it because they're getting ahead of the curve. They're getting in line because after the reset, things are going to look different. The people that get loans are going to have a good ESG score. They're going to have to be woke. I've got an article here that talks about ESG dystopia, why corporations are doubling down on woke even as they lose billions. So we already talked about Disney and Anheuser-Busch and how they're falling in line, and the public is making examples of these institutions that support trans indoctrination of children. Unreal. And the media is claiming that this movement is a form of economic terrorism. So if you don't approve of indoctrinating little kids as young as the age of 5, that it's okay, if you feel like you're a boy, then you should be a boy. And my father-in-law told me a fact the other day. I don't know where this is at. Please check it out. 40% of people that have these surgeries commit suicide. Check it out. I don't know if it's true. If you refuse to support the woke hive mind with your wallet, you should be considered a domestic enemy. Average Americans are finally engaging in culture war. I hear that a lot in the comments. When are we going to do something? You're just talking about it. Well, that's all. Raising awareness is a big deal. You can't just run out in the street with a pitchfork, okay? You got to do this intelligently. Try to approach it rationally. And that's what we're doing. We're spreading the word. And if you know it or not, there's a lot of people that are just like you, just like me. A lot of them show up to the Red Pill in Iowa. A lot of them go to Las Vegas at September 30 to meet up and hang out. Not very many, because not everybody's financially able to, but there's a lot of people that would if they could. Now, if you can't, I understand. Buy precious metals, do whatever you want to do. But we'll be there. All this information will be in the description. I'll try to pin it in the comments if I can remember. Now, these activist groups really don't have any power. That's the thing. They don't really have. They're just little groups that come out, and it looks to me like they find the most heinous of all groups. Just like if you found the Trumpers, like the January 6th crowd, you know, you can find radicals in any group. And that's the people that are showing up to these parades. It's not the gay community. They just want to be left alone. They want to go to work, do their thing, and get along. But it's the radical people that are coming out that are getting support from ESG, the woke movement. So these activist groups have no power whatsoever. If they weren't backed by governments and nonprofits and think tanks, they wouldn't have anything. So just know they're being backed by all the people that want to collapse everything. This is all part of the Great Reset. This is a big part of the Great Reset, actually. A lot of support has been injected through ESG style financing, as well as DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Those are all keywords that makes you think of if this is a good thing, you know. Major lenders such as BlackRock, Carlyle Group, or think tanks like Ford Foundation seek to control societal outcomes using lending as leverage. ESG really is social engineering. In the past, lenders would base their financing standards on good credit scores, on the likelihood that they would receive a return on their investment. Well, today that's different. Today, lenders are trying to set political and ideological terms for companies seeking to obtain financing. So if you don't think like we think, then you don't get a loan. You must sign your virtue to access money. This includes supporting climate and carbon initiatives, reorganizing your labor base on diversity inclusion rules. You know, it doesn't matter how good you are at your job. It only matters what you say, and if you're okay with this. You know, if you're part of the, what do they call it, the party. You know, if you support the party, you know, it's like 1984. It's a playbook. It is a manual for these people. The more likely it is you're qualified for excess debt. This is part of the reason why a large array of corporations are increasingly jumping on Pride Month bandwagon. I'm going to link this article. I have to go back and find it. I printed it and didn't put the name. But at the end of the article was Revelation 17, somewhere in there, 17 something. So I read 17 and I went on and read 18. And guys, I'm still trying to discern that. And I know a lot of people are trying to discern what's going on. Who is the whore of Babylon? You know, and it's obvious it's happening. It's hard for me to discern exactly what it all means. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to read it again tonight, probably in the morning, and pray over it and through it and see if I can get a better grip on exactly what's happening. But we're there. Corporations are actually willing to destroy the very brands they spent so much time and money developing on the name of political idolatry. And that's exactly, when I saw that political idolatry, that's the same thing. It's just like the Israelites. They're creating idols, you know, false idols to worship. ESG is They're worshiping this thing. It's the new green weenie god, small g. Initially focused on climate change, central banks suddenly taking an interest in saving the planet. What if central banks become a foundation of ESG? Wouldn't woke lending then become perpetual? Yes. Yes, it would. This is exactly what is intended to happen. But it would have to be tied directly to an economic crisis as well as an introduction of CBDCs. Whoever wrote this article is, I think, dead on. A debt crisis along with stagflation could force a majority of companies into a corner with lack of funds, falling consumer spending, and tightening loan market. Central banks and stimulus measures would once again become the only official mechanism for rebuilding the economy. So, unlike the crash of 2008, this crash will be, there might be a crash and then another crash, but eventually it will be the reset. And how they're going to figure out who makes it after the reset is going to have to do with their ESG score. And are you woke enough? You know, it's okay if you go broke as long as you're woke. The next stimulus event will not be fiat free-for-all. Instead, it will be a reset, a highly limited rescue plan with digital money being infused into select institutions. In other words, only a portion of the existing economy will be giving a lifeboat. That was the biggest problem with the 2008 stimulus. And the last one, all of them, they pick who makes it and who doesn't. Companies showing the most devotion to ESG would qualify for the life raft. Companies showing the most this would explain why so many corporations are refusing to back away from the woke marketing, even though they're losing millions and billions of dollars. This makes sense to me. Absolutely. You know, as long as you're woke, you won't go broke. You might in the meantime, but just hang in there. You know, after the reset, we're going to take care of you. The public would thus be trapped in participating in the cult by sheer necessity. Doesn't that make you think of how we'll have to sell, buy and trade and sell in the end times? You know, if you're not, you know, if you don't have a good ESG score and you don't think going woke's good, then, you know, you don't get to buy, sell, or trade. And if you do want to buy, sell, and trade, you have to go to Target, Disney, or Anheuser-Busch. You know, they're forcing your hand. So there's going to be some decisions to be made in the future. ESG is going away. ESG is not going away on its own. Woke ideology is not going away on its own. Thus, structures will have to be destroyed, but you can't rebel against the structure you rely on for your daily survival. You would first have to completely separate from it. I think this is exactly what's going on. I've been trying to wrap my mind around this woke stuff for a while, and you know, they go woke, they go broke. Doesn't seem to matter. More companies jump on the bandwagon, and this is why they're having somebody tell them, "Hey, you're going to be all right in the end. Just go ahead. You know, you're going to be way up there on the woke. Well, what should we call it? The woke credit card. the your wokeness will be way up, and you'll be, you know, one of the top businesses in the future." So let me think. Am I way off base here? Let me know what you think in the comments. I respect and appreciate your opinions. And I just want to run that by you guys. Have an awesome, awesome day. I'll see you in the next one. Later.